Hey y'all, I'm back. Today I'm going to actually make a keto pizza. So you can go online and find actual pizza crust recipes of fathead pizza crust and cauliflower pizza crust. If you look at them, the only difference in what I'm going to use opposed to them are that they are gluten-free. This actually is not gluten-free, I do not think. Hang on, I'm looking, but does not say gluten-free on the package. I love these. Use them for sandwich roll-ups, pizza crust. They also come as pitas. You can stuff them with your own chicken salad, egg salad, shrimp salad, whatever you would like to make. This is a great alternative to regular bread. It is Joseph's Lavish bread, and the full sheet is 120 calories. The serving size is just one, and the total net carbs for a half of a sheet is just 4. So I did some research before I shot this, and if you look up the cauliflower pizza crust or the fathead pizza crust, they vary anywhere from about 3 to 6 net carbs. So if you're not worried about gluten, this is a much quicker, much simpler way to actually make a pizza, because the prep time for the crust is like 3 seconds, as long as however long it takes you to take it out of this package. So, and then your crust is out. Then we have to actually toast it in the oven, and I'm going to do that next, and we're going to crisp it up, and it's going to be like similar to, I won't say it's going to be exactly like, but it's going to be similar to a Pizza Hut's thin and crispy crust, which is mine and my wife's favorite kind of pizza we ever ate. We like that real crispy crust. The one thing to note when you make this, when you get it out of the oven and get it onto your plate, usually I just usually eat it on the full plate that I actually cook it on. You need to eat it fairly fast, because as it cools, the moisture from the sauce and the cheese and stuff do get absorbed by the bread, and it will kind of get. So I lay it across the rack so it just actually rests in there, and we're gonna toast it, and then we'll grab a hold of it, flip it over in about 3 minutes. So I'm now going to close up the oven. The oven is still preheating, so you kind of have to watch this, and I'll tell you, you can burn this really quick. So you have to kind of keep an eye on it. It's almost like broiling something, except you're doing it from the bottom. So what we're doing is we're basically removing as much moisture from the Lavish bread before we actually load it back up with moisture, and having a good crisp pizza crust, because that's one of my favorite things, especially whenever you're doing like the really thin crisp pizza crust. So while that's going, I always tear me off a piece of heavy duty aluminum foil, because we're going to actually cook the pizza on that, shiny side up. I have not actually tried to coat it with olive oil. The only thing that sticks to it is if the cheese goes off to the edge, so you could actually use the non-stick aluminum foil. It would probably work great. This works really great because you can kind of fold up the edges a little bit when you put it in there, and then you just take it right out. If you try to cook the pizza back just on the rack, you will end up losing toppings down on the bottom, and you will have a smoky pizza. And the reason I know that is I screwed up the first time I did it. So we're going to check. It probably likes about another minute. So on this pizza, I'm actually using Great Value from Walmart pizza sauce. A fourth of a cup, which you really don't even need that much on that size of pizza. I would probably say an eighth of a cup is 4 grams of carbs, and you have 2 grams of sugar. There is 1 dietary fiber, so it actually reduces your net carbs down to 3. This is the lowest carb pizza sauce I have found. It doesn't matter if it's a name brand, a store brand, or what. This is the lowest. Most of them are 5 or 6 net carbs. This tastes fine. I'm not a big salt. I don't like a lot of sauce anyway, so I'm gonna actually probably just put an eighth of a cup on here. I actually take a pastry brush and just kind of brush it all over there, so you just kind of have that pizza sauce flavor. I'm looking more for the fat from the cheese and the meats that we're gonna put on there. And today we're just gonna do a traditional pepperoni pizza with mozzarella cheese and just a little Parmesan on top, because I love Parmesan cheese. Okay, I just looked. The pizza crust has started to brown, so I'm going to get it out and show it to y'all, and then I'm going to flip it over and let it finish. So we're going to take it out of the oven. It is warm, but as you can see, I'm going to hold it real careful. It's starting to brown up, and it looks like a tortilla. You can see the darker spots on there. I'm going to just flip it over, put it back in, and at this point, it will go really quick, and the next thing you know, you will have a black pizza crust if you do not pay attention to it. So I urge you not to run to the restroom or go change your TV station or do anything, because within 10, 15, 20 seconds, like I've been talking, we need to go back and check. We're okay at the moment, but we're going to check back in about another 10 or 15 seconds, and then it's probably going to be ready to actually bring out here and build our pizza. Okay, I've just pulled the pizza crust. You can see it is a nice golden brown. If you would like to go a little further, you can. However, you're going to put this back in here and cook, and it is going to get darker. And one trick I have found is to make sure the pizza sauce is all the way to the edge. For some reason, it protects it. If you actually leave like a traditional crust, which if you know, thin pizza crust goes to the edge anyway. One of my favorites, Totino's, which I don't eat anymore. Love Totino's pizzas, but they went to the edge. So this is, you know, this could be compared to like a Totino's pizza. So I'm gonna put the camera down here so you can see me build this, and then we're gonna move it to the oven. Okay, so we have our pizza crust here, and the way I do this usually is the way it curls. It's going to curl one way or another, and this is kind of curling up. So I have got the eighth of a cup of the Great Value pizza sauce, and I'm going to put it on here. And like I said, you can see that is a lot of sauce for this right here. So most measuring sets don't come with an eighth of a cup. We bought some several years ago, and I love it because of that. So my pastry brush is still in the dishwasher from last night. We made 6 full-size pizzas. Last night was family night. As you can see, I'm kind of brushing this out to the edges. And like I said, that helps protect this pizza crust from completely burning on the edges. And you could probably go with a little less sauce than this if you wanted to. Like I said, the sauce is not the most important point to me. This is just enough to give it some flavor. So we got that out to the edge. Now, so you can add some Italian seasoning or some basil leaf onto it. And at this point, I will just put a little basil. I love basil. Last night I used fresh basil on with fresh mozzarella on one of them. So it was supposed to have been a margarita pizza, but I ended up adding some bacon and black olives to it because, you know, everything's better with bacon on it. So I got a little extra seasoning on there. Then I'm going to take the mozzarella cheese, and I'm going to probably take about well, that's not a fourth of a cup quite there, but I'm going to sprinkle out the mozzarella just a little bit more. So you can measure this. For this demonstration, I'm not measuring. But about a fourth of a cup of the mozzarella, so you know what the macros on that is. Or you can go more if you want more cheese. And then we're going to take some delicious pepperoni, and I think actually, where is my 15 slices? There's 150 calories, 14 grams of fat, and 0 carbs. So really good source of fat. 150 calories. The cheese I think is 110. No, I'm sorry. For a fourth of a cup, it's 80. And 5 grams of fat and 1 carb. no dietary fiber, so we do get 1 carbohydrate in there. So we will try to make, let's see, we're gonna put 15 on here. Look at there, that's gonna be perfect if we just, they're sticking to my fingers. So we can do 3 by 5 and get 15 little pepperonis on here. There we go. And then I'm going to take some shredded Parmesan cheese. I prefer this kind. I do not like the stuff in the green bottle. And I'm going to sprinkle that on top. This just adds a little extra flavor because, you know, in the South we're all about flavor. So that was probably about a ½ ounce. Now here is the nice little thing. So I'm going to open up the oven. I'm going to pull out the rack, which you're out of shot on that. Let me move that up. So I have the oven open and the rack pulled out, and then you can just take your foil, place it right there in the oven, push it closed, and shut it. So this is going to take approximately 3 to 5 minutes to actually cook up. I have to rush it if I was home for lunch. Just turn on the broiler because basically your crust is already done. So we're going to let that cook, and we'll come back and show you the final product, and I will actually cut it up, and it is really good pizza. Okay, the pizza has crisped up on top. The cheese is all melty and gooey. I'm fixing to pull it from the oven. So I am cutting off the oven. I'm going to open that up, pull out and get a hold of the edge of the foil, and I'm going to bring it over here so you can see that lovely pizza. Shut my oven back up, and actually my big pizza cutter is in the dishwasher right now from last night making pizza. This was my mother's pizza cutter. My sister has the pizza pan in Pennsylvania. But I will be 52 this year, and I cannot ever remember not having this pizza cutter. So it's kind of something special to me. So I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces, and we're going to pull that apart. I didn't. So you can see, pull that apart. That is some delicious pizza right there. So you can use any toppings on this that you like. Just keep up with your macros of what you're doing. Last night we made one of my favorites, which is Meat Lovers. It had bacon, sausage, pepperoni on it. We also made one of my other favorites was sausage, pepperoni, black olives, and mushroom. And then you can make a supreme pizza, you know, a little onion, a little bell pepper, whatever vegetables you like, black olives, mushrooms, sausage, pepperoni. I made the margarita pizza out of fresh mozzarella and basil, but I told y'all I added bacon and black olives to it. And we just made a traditional pepperoni pizza last night, so that's what we made today. I'm going to let this cool. My 17-year-old actually likes these, and they will go in the refrigerator. They the bottoms do get soggy after a little bit. That's what I said. You kind of have to eat it as soon as it comes out of the oven so it stays crisp, but it's really good. Thank y'all for watching. I would appreciate you subscribing to my YouTube channel. The recipe will be below in the links, and if you have any comments, let me know. Y'all have a great day.